guys, operating in your zone of genius. Ooh, sounds cool to me, hey? Sounds cool to you too. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. It's a nice self-help book, and he had a really interesting theory that we all operate in certain levels of competence within our lives, but the end goal is to primarily operate in your zone of genius for the majority of your life, because that is where you will flourish and excel and be the happiest in. Okay, this is the zone that you want to be in. Okay, so let's go through these 4 levels of competence that everybody operates in one of these levels, or maybe they can mix and match. Maybe you operate 80% in your zone of genius and 20% in your zone of excellence. So we're gonna go through these levels. So the first level is your zone of incompetence. And that is your zone where you are not naturally inclined to operate in. You just basically suck at all the things that entail your zone of incompetence. Okay, so for instance, I'll just talk about myself here. I am very bad at hands-on type of things, physical activity, laboring. I've never been natural at it. I'm more of an in-the-head type of person. That's kind of my realm. And so what the author suggests is that you don't live your life operating in this zone of incompetence, right? Because you're just gonna feel bad about yourself. You're not actually gonna excel in it. And well, other people can do it better. So it just makes sense from a big picture point of view. Next is your zone of competence. So this is where you're competent, okay? But there are a lot of other people that can do this just as well. Okay, so you don't really want to be operating in this level either, because again, you're not going to excel. So an example of a zone of competence would be maybe like being a cashier or doing something really monotonous like data entry or something. So there's lots of people that could do it just as well if they're trained properly and they do it for a certain amount of time. Obviously, everybody to a degree operates in their zone of competence. Okay, you just got to get these everyday things done, but this is not where you want to be focusing most of your energy on. The next level, and this is the insidious level, which means that you can really get trapped at this level, is called your zone of excellence. So this is where you can make a good living in this zone. You do good work in this zone, but it's safe. It's not necessarily perfectly suited to what you are supposed to be doing, but because you are really good at it, you get really good feedback from it, you stay in this zone, but there will be a part of you, it might be a very quiet part of you that you don't hear very much, but there will be a part of you that is saying, this is not enough. I was meant to do more. So for me, this would be probably the job that I'm at now. I'm very suited to do the job I'm at now. I work at an investment company. There's a lot of in the head type of activities, a lot of paperwork, a lot of organizational things, just things that I'm suited to do. Okay, but there's part of me that's saying this, you can do more. You can do more for the world. So I could have easily got stuck in this zone of competence. It pays good, the hours are good. It's just there's a lot of appealing things about it. But if you want to grow, if you want to reach your full potential, this is where the zone of genius comes in. Ooh, yeah, okay. So what is the zone of genius? Your zone of genius is the set, this is his definition, the set of activities that you are uniquely suited to do. This is what you came here to do, and these activities perfectly suit your natural ability, your talents, and also the skills that you've built up over your life. Okay, so now you might be asking, ooh, sounds pretty cool. How am I gonna get into my zone of genius, right? Well, there's all kinds of ways to figure out what you're perfectly, uniquely suited to do. You just have to go about pinpointing exactly what it is. And let me tell you, it's not easy. For me, it was not easy. It was... it's not necessarily obvious. You got to ask yourself a lot of questions. You have to think back to your past. You might have to do a few experiments. So I'm going to give you some resources to try and figure out what your zone of genius is. The first resource I'm going to give you is to go read a book titled Managing Oneself by Peter Drucker. This is a great book that uses the concept of what he calls feedback analysis in order to get an idea from the outside world of what your zone of genius is. Okay, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it. It's not a long book. It's a very small book, but it's a book worth your time, let me tell you. The next thing that you can do is you can watch a video by the YouTuber Teal Swan. She has a really epic video. It's called How to Live a Life Worth Living. I'm gonna link that video for you below. And basically it's a series of very, very to the point questions that you can ask yourself to really pinpoint what your zone of genius really is. And also I'm gonna give you a little tip from myself about how I figured out what my zone of genius really is, okay? One way to become really good at what you decide that your zone of genius is to put in the time and to train. A lot of it is just about repetition and just doing the thing over and over and over again until you truly become a master, right? The whole 10,000 hour rule. I love making videos. I love hearing my own voice. I've always been good with words. When I was a child, I love the whole aspect of performance. So think about all the aspects of YouTube. All of them matched what I liked in the first place and matched what I had been doing my whole life in the first place. And also, the really key thing that really made me realize that I really love YouTube, I really love videos, is that I could be dead tired, exhausted, completely drained, and I could still sit in front of the camera, run my mouth, edit videos, create thumbnails, think about ideas, and just love it. I could seriously overwork myself till I collapse on my YouTube channel because I love it that much. And you really need to have that type of drive in order to succeed. You really need to think about, what is it that I could do being completely mentally and physically drained and exhausted, but I just love it so much that I would be able to still do it even though I was in that state. That is how you really know what your zone of genius is, okay? That is really the key that will catapult you to the top so that you have the drive and the energy to put in the energy that it takes to actually master something. That's the way I figured it out from my own experience, and I thought I would share it with you. But again, check out the resources that I provided you with, and I hope that you liked this video, and I will see you all in the next. Bye!